Okay, hey guys, this is my first YouTube video. It was requested, whatever, by Tyler Niemeyer, who's,
Not this specific video, but just for a YouTube video to be filmed.
yeah, and he's pretty lame, but whatever. So, I don't do makeup or reaction or vlog or stupid stuff like that. Not stupid, sorry. Stuff like that. So I'm gonna do a story time about my paranormal stories. Not really, because I don't have any, but stories that happened to my family and the old house that I used to live in. And yeah, we're filming the intro after we do everything else, so the locations are different, and it's, yeah. But this is Phoenix. She's making, what was it?
Dinner.
What was it?
Hamburger hot dish.
Hamburger hot dish. And we're at her house right now. And yeah, she has a bunch of scary stories from her mother. So she's going to tell those, and I'm going to tell my family ones. And mine aren't really scary. Hers are scary, mine are stupid, but that's all I got. So make sure to like and subscribe down below. Yeah.
So the first story I'm gonna tell is of my mom because she used to live in an old town, and then since it was an old town, it was obviously an old house, and there was 3 bedrooms. I'm pretty sure, yeah, 3 bedrooms and 1 bedroom. She had until she was in 3rd grade, and when she had it, she always used to tell my grandma, her mom, that she felt creeped out and she thought her room was haunted, and she said she had the feeling that when she was laying down, the bed was like flipping. I don't know how to explain it, but that's how she described it. It was like flipping over, and that just creeped her out. And then there was other times when my mom would be crying, and then she said she didn't want to sleep in that room, and then my grandma would come in to tuck her in and like tell her to shut up because she was crying. And twice she said my mom had a big blanket ladder, and it came down and hit my grandma in the face twice, and so she had to go to the doctor, I think, one time, but I'm not sure because I wasn't there. And so she just hated that room because it was creepy and she didn't like it. And for her 8th birthday, when she was in 3rd grade, she begged my grandma, her mom, and her parents to let her move to the attic. It was like a loft bedroom that no one slept in because her parents slept in a different room, and then her room, and then the loft upstairs. And she wanted the loft because she just felt unsafe, I guess, in her room. And so they let her move up there, and so she stayed in there, and she said the first couple nights she felt better in that room until like she had like dreams, but they were like dreams, but she felt like they were real. I don't know how to explain it, but there was this man. No, there's this man that would like be standing at the end of the stairs because you had to go upstairs to go to the loft, and
he would be like going like this.
like
We're going like what?
like
Oh.
beckoning you down the stairs
Beckoning.
to her death. So he would be doing that, and it just creeped her out. And he was like wearing all black, and it was really scary, and she didn't like it. But then like night she told me that when she had to go to the bathroom, the bathroom's on the other side of the staircase, so you have to like, the room's like small, but the way I'm saying it sounds kind of big, I think. But like there was a tiny bathroom, staircase, and then the rest of the room she had to run across the staircase, and she like sometimes wet herself because she was too scared to go across and look down the hallway. And then one time she said there was this like lady, and she didn't like know her, and my mom was just scared, and she like woke up and she was sitting on her bed, and it looked like she was like praying, and she was just there, and my mom wasn't scared. She wasn't scared of the woman because the woman didn't look scary or anything, but it freaked her out because it was a woman there. So there's that. And the house the whole time it's been creepy. So that's basically that. This is not really a story, just background knowledge. But the house right next to it's not there anymore, and neither is my mom's house, which is sad. But the house that was next to them, some guy owned. He could never, like, people never wanted to stay there. They'd rent it and then leave a couple months later. Like, the person who stayed there was only, like, for less than a year. That's the longest anyone's lived there. And so that was right next to my mom's house. So the room that she slept in that she didn't like was, like, closest to that side. So that was just there. And so no one wanted the house. But everyone knew it was, like, evil. Like, my mom's house was, like, ghosts, kind of. Felt like ghosts, like, a little bit of paranormal activity. But the house next door was, like, demon crazy stuff. So that's just that. So she said they didn't like that. And no one wanted to live there. So after my parents got married, we moved to this house. I was alive because it's me, my brother, and my little sister all there. And my mom said one time she was taking a shower and my dad was watching Ava and they were just watching TV. And my mom heard screaming like Ava and she got scared that something was happening. And I had to make dinner.
Okay, real quick, we had to switch locations because she has to make hamburger hot dish. That's funny. Oh my goodness, yo, gross. But we will continue this story time another time.
Okay, so the story I was in the middle of telling is that we moved houses, and it was me. I have 4 siblings now. That's gonna be 4 siblings now, but at the time there was only me, my younger brother, and then my younger sister. And
I'll be back.
my mom was taking a shower one time, and it was just I don't know where me and my brother were, but my younger sister and my dad were watching TV while my mom was taking a shower, and my mom heard like screaming, like not like terrified or anything, but like baby screaming, and she ran out of the shower naked. Okay,
Naked.
and just because she thought it was my little sister screaming, and my dad wasn't like stopping it, so she got scared, and then it turns out she wasn't screaming at all, and no one was screaming. So she heard that a couple times. Yeah, that's that story. Okay, the second one is also about my sister. Well, kind of about, no, not really about my sister. My mom and my grandma, her mom, came, or my grandma was visiting, and so this is in the same house that the last story was in. We're visiting, and she was gonna help my mom decorate my sister and my room to make it look nice and stuff. And so my grandma was sitting down, sitting downstairs, and she was wearing like, I don't remember what color my mom said it was, but it was like blue. And my mom said she had to go upstairs real quick to grab something, and she was like in her room and down the hall. So my grandma was downstairs, that's what I'm saying. My mom was upstairs in her room, and my grandma, my mom turned and she saw someone carrying a baby, and she at the time thought it was my grandma carrying my little sister, and she was wearing a red shirt, and then and it looked like it was going to our room, and to get to our room you had to go past my mom's room, and then that's the end of the hallway, and in order to get back downstairs you have to go through the same hallway. So my mom was like calling, she was like, Mom, where are you going? And she wasn't there, and she was like, oh, that's weird. And she went back downstairs, and my grandma was still sitting there with my little sister in her like bouncy chair, and my grandma was wearing a blue shirt, the color shirt she was wearing. And my mom was like, why aren't you answering me? She said, what? And then she was like, I was calling you and you weren't answering me. And she said, I don't know what you're talking about. And then she's like, by the way, when did you change your shirt? And she said she never did. So my mom saw a ghost with a baby in the upstairs bedroom. So
Okay, this story's not like scary or anything, it's just something that happened. I don't know, this is, yeah. So in the same house that all these stories have been in, my brother's room, my younger brother, well, in order to get up to like the attic and stuff, there was a closet in my brother's room, and you had to open it, and then there was like a ladder or stairs or whatever. And so my mom always like would walk past and the door would be open, and my brother was like 2, 4, I don't know. put something up there and didn't close it. And then he would tell her that he hadn't been in Bradson's room, my brother's room, name's Bradson. But then it kept happening, so she thought he was just trying to freak her out because she was already freaked out. So yeah, so that was always open and no one opened it. So that was
Okay, this is my story, and it's not really a ghost story. It's just X-Files. Okay, so I think it's the scariest one because I actually was there. But I don't think it was the house that all the other ones were in. It was in a different house where it was just me and my mom and my dad. So, no, me and my mom, my dad, and my brother. I don't really remember, but so one night I had woken up and I had been like screaming, and I told my mom and my dad came into my room, and I told them that there was a man in my bedroom, and I told them that my face hurt, and then on the side of my face it was like all red, like someone slapped me, and that's why I was saying, but I didn't say someone slapped me. I said my face hurt and like that, and there was a guy in my room. So my parents were like, "Oh, someone slapped." That's just how it seemed. That's context clues, I guess. Yeah. So then I started crying, and I can't believe they let me back in my room after that. Like, what the Okay, but you may be thinking, because I was thinking about this the other day, I was like, I could have been sleeping like this, but my baby hands were like this big, and the print was like along my whole face, so that could still not be, but whatever. Oh, there's another thing I just remembered. My mom told me I used to do when I was like 2, 3, 4, in the bathroom. I had like these monsters, and they were like, I don't know, like stuffed animals or figures or something, and there was like blue and a green or a blue and an orange one. And I always used to say I didn't want to go to the bathroom or go in the bathroom because I was scared of the blue and orange monster of like getting me or something. I always said that, and my mom just thought it was my stuff. So I don't know, because I don't have the same brain I did when I was 3 years old. So, bam, that's my story.
Okay, so my first scary story is it happened to my Aunt Rebecca, Becky, and my Aunt Erica, and my Aunt Becky. She is the younger one, so she was having a sleepover with a bunch of her girlfriends, and Aunt Erica told her that when she goes downstairs, she needs to shut off all the lights, and she needs to make sure that all of them are shut off, so no wasting electricity, stuff like that. So she was like, okay. So Becky and her sisters, just kidding, and her friends were partying hard, and then they went downstairs and they shut off all the lights. She made sure to shut off all the lights, and there's
proof. There's none. There's not any proof, but
she said that she did. So Aunt Erica went upstairs to get something, whatever, and all of the lights were turned on. The closet light, the bathroom light, even the rooms they didn't use, all the lights were on. And she was creeped out just a little bit because Aunt Becky told her that all of them were shut off. So she was like, whoa. So she went to go shut off the lights, and all of them turned off. All of them. The ones in the bathroom, closet, rooms they didn't use, whatever. And it freaked her out. She ran downstairs, and nothing creepy happened again to her, I think. So that was pretty spooky. And that happened in the house that I used to live in, so yeah. Okay, so my second scary story happened to my grandma, who actually owns the house. Okay, so she was downstairs in the basement, all by herself, nobody was home, and she was
okay.
So she was all by herself, nobody was home, and she was going downstairs. She was downstairs doing laundry, and she was waiting for her husband to come home, my grandpa, and she heard a door close, like someone came in, went out, and so she thought that grandpa was home, and so she turned around to walk up the steps, and she heard dishes, like glass dishes, breaking, and it sounded like someone was throwing them on the ground, and being really loud, and she got spooked because maybe it was a robber or something like that. So she turned around to walk up the steps, and she can see the steps right there. There's nobody there, but she hears footsteps like running up the steps, and it freaks her out so much. And so she runs upstairs, and she's waiting for her husband to come home. And then he pulls in the driveway, and he was like, oh my gosh, that's so scary. And yeah, that happened in the house that I used to live in, so pretty scary. So glad it didn't happen to me. When I lived there, nothing creepy ever happened. It was just, nothing scary ever happened. It was just a creepy house in general. Yeah. Bam Bam Turkey and ham.
Okay, so that was all of our scary stories, paranormal or not, coincidence or not, X-Files or not. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah, so there you go.
Our outro is gonna be adios esponja, because that's what my teacher says.
Talking al dinero.